Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's so good to see you. I am going to do a quick video today that falls into that category of videos that I've been doing about little things that I wish I knew when I started Second Life. So yeah, I was asked about texturing. So we are going to do a very simple, very succinct lesson on simple texturing. So we're going to go up into build, and you see that it highlights when you put your mouse over it. They all do that. We're going to click build, and we are going to go down and highlight select build tool, and we're going to go over and we are going to go down until we have the create tool open. Now, this is how you create a very simple prim. So I'm going to click create tool, and we'll get our little magic wand. And I usually work with a square. Let's work with some cylinders this time. All right. Now, we just have this sitting on the ground here. And you know, we're going to do more than one because I want you to be very clear on how to do this. So remember what I told you before about if it is a copy item, not if it's no copy, but if you have a copy item, you hold down your shift key and hold down your left mouse key and pull, drag your item any way you want. We're going to drag all of these in the same direction today because we just want to keep it simple. That is how you duplicate an item. I know that is something that I spoke about before, but little refresher. In our edit menu, we're going to skip general object features and click texture. And we're going to skip over color, skip over full bright, skip over material, straight down. We're going straight down this row here, and we're going to click this texture box. And that's what it's going to give you. And as you can see, it says pick texture. Now, there are some native textures that we've been given by the generous folks at Linden Lab, and that's going to take too long. Oh, no, don't lock. And so we are going to scroll all the way down. I just cleaned my mouse, so it is so loose and crazy. And we're going to just click library here. And we're going to click textures. And as you can see, there are, we can actually stretch this a little bit. All right. Because we're only working with the texture menu, this is better for us. Actually, let's do this like that. Now, there's some important things I want you to know about this. As you can see, there are several textures available to you. Now, this isn't extensive, but when you're just getting started, these will do the trick. We're going to use, oh gosh, let's just use floor tile textures because they're very distinctive. And as you can see, you got 19 choices here, which is very interesting. I think it's actually 20, yeah, because of the white texture. Now, As you can see, this is all over the prim. On this side, it looks good. So, say you only wanted to display the front side of this. Say you only needed to deal with this part here. That's great. You could leave this almost as it is. Almost. Almost. But now I want to show you something else. We can adjust the color. We can make this darker. Which just in general makes it darker. But as you can see, there's a little line straight down the center there. This is a floor tile, after all. Now, we're going to do that again before I move on to the next step. We're going to click Edit. We're going to go over to Texture, click Texture, all the way down from Colorful, Brighten Materials, click the Texture box. And some of you saying, you certainly do. All right, floor tile. I don't know which one we use, so let's use 10 this time. It's at least a different color. We're going to just click the tile, the color that we want, and we can do that again. Seeing, and of course, you know, if you double click, then you can always see it. You can always see your item. And we're going to do that again with the last one. We've got 3 very different textures here. And what we've done is just completely change the look of that prim. Now, I'm trying to decide how complicated I want to make this. You can change the width and size of a pattern on your item. Let's see if I can get this to show up just a bit better for you so you know what I'm talking about. And we'll do it again on the other one, the other tall one. But you'll see that I'm highlighting this mapping thing, this little mapping button where it says default. Underneath it, where it says horizontal scale, vertical scale, repeats per meter, rotation degrees, and horizontal and vertical offset is what we're about to pick with just a bit today. Up or down is going to make your item react. It's going to make your texture react in that manner, thusly. And if you just hold it, it'll do that. Now I took that to 6.4. We're going to take it back down. Now, we could easily keep picking with this. Easily. And now I'm going to click rotation and give it a candy cane kind of look. And you can kind of do that until it matches up the way you want it to. And now it looks more like ice cream or something, no? Alright. So, I'm going to show you that on this one. But we're not going to mess with this one as much. We're just going to mess with the vertical a bit, I think. You see how that very easily allows me to triple my pattern very easily. Now, of course, you can mess with the color and you can lighten and darken. You can mess with the transparency. We talked about that before too. We talked about the glow, the fact that you can turn something very bright or very dark. But you can also change its texture a bit. Something like this could easily end up a wood grain. Let's go for bark, because as you can see, you do have some choices in how you want to enhance your texture. And now let's take all of this off so we can see it better. And this looks like a kind of southwestern kind of rustic decor piece. Could easily turn this into a table. And yeah, it's just a prim. And yeah, it's not mesh, but in a pinch, it'll do. And do keep in mind that these rules apply for many other different items you have in your inventory. If they can be modified, then more than likely you can play with items the very way I'm playing with this right now. And now I'm going to show you. Oh, this is almost perfect. Almost. So we're going to pick with the texture and see if we can close up this little gap. That's better. It got rid of that little seam there. And wasn't that nice? And it makes it a little bit more usable for us, playing around with the vertical and the horizontal scale of our textures. I want to mess around with the shininess this time. Let's pick with that a bit. Let's put it on low. Now, I'm going to pray that I don't glitch out here, but I'm going to turn on my advanced lighting here so that you will be able to see the effects. You can see the shine. There's a very nice shine there. But we can do a little bit more with it. A little bit. Let's turn it up on high. And as you can see, that's almost ridiculous how shiny that becomes. There are many reasons why you might want to make something look chromy. Why you might want to have something reflect after you've messed with it. There are many reasons why. Perhaps you want a more lacquered look to something you've played with. Or you want a mirror finish without deleting the base texture of what you've created. Well, this is a good way of doing that. And it works wonderfully on mesh if it is modified. I don't know what else I can tell you about that. You just apply the texture. Make sure you're in edit mode. You can also take a texture. Let's see if I'm going to be able to do it without making a mess. Let's do it to the ribbony one, the satiny one. And go into texture. And again, let's hope that I don't make a mess here. And we're going to, let's go with the stripes, horizontal. I was going to do this. There we go. You could always drag, drag and drop your texture onto the item. Always can do that. But again, it depends on how responsive your mouse is and how good your hands are and how much trouble you want to go through. This is definitely the easier way to just kind of pull up your textures. This goes for textures that you buy on Marketplace. Might I suggest that you look for texture packs? Work your way from the bottom and find your way up when it comes down to textures, because a lot of times you'll find that you'll find the texture that you need by kind of playing with it, by tweaking it, and pull out a prim, see what it looks like before you add it to your item. If it's going to be an aggravation for you to practice on your item, pull out a prim like I just showed you, and experiment, have a good time. It's a lot easier to pull out a prim that you don't care if you mess up than pull out a piece of furniture that you might even be able to modify but is no copy, because that does happen. So I hope this is helpful. I hope this is useful, and I will see all of you tomorrow. I know this one is late, but it's my birthday week. I love y'all. And I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah.